Hello fellow tankers, this is Dauntless, and today I'm going to be playing a game in my Tier 8 German medium tank, the Panzer, I think that's how you pronounce it anyway, 58 Shadow, or as people call it, the Black Mutz, or the Mutz Shadow, I'm not really sure. It's kind of a rare vehicle now, I don't really see it a lot on the battlefield. Recently I was able to 3-mark this thing, which I'm really excited about. It was very hard to 3-mark, and I'm not really sure why, because I feel like not a lot of players do well in it, but maybe it's because it's such a rare vehicle and not very many people own it. Maybe that's what makes it difficult to 3-mark. Who knows? Anyway, unfortunately the marks are extremely difficult to see. When you're playing normally, they're just so small and white that you can hardly even see them, which is a little bit of a disappointment, but regardless, I still think it looks nice with the white decals that I have on my vehicle. The map that we're playing on today is Mines, and we are in a Tier 10 game. Now, a lot of people ask to show harder replays, because I'm guilty, and a lot of YouTubers are. We show games of ourselves playing where we do really well, and it's because the enemy team is really play really poorly, or my team is really strong. And so again, I wanted to put more replays like this in the game, or on my channel, where I'm lower tier, or I'm carrying harder than I have to be, or I should be, because my team is struggling. So anyway, looking at the enemy team, they have a Grill 15, a Jagdpanther E100, Jagdtiger T30, and a prototype in terms of tank destroyers. As you know, the enemy tank destroyers love to camp out on this hill, and then sometimes one will be sitting in a bush right here. That makes pushing up the hill, unless I'm quick, kind of difficult. The Grill could be in position by the time I get there, and I do not want to lose half my health. And if you notice, they have these two, well, they have a Bulldog, and then they have the Black Dog here, the Grand Final, and he is a blue player, and most likely those two are going to try to take the hill. To counter that, we have our LTTB, and that's really it. And I'm probably fast enough to make it, but that's a pretty big maybe. And once I get up there, the Black Dog and the Bulldog are going to be able to out DPM me all day. And so because of that, I don't want to actually take the hill, but I want to play somewhat passively in the beginning, kind of judging what the enemy is going to do. With that being said, we'll get the game started. And I have no idea why my mini-map was so big just then. I don't know, guys. I do keep my mini-map bigger, about this size when I play, and I know some of you in the past had commented that the mini-map is too big and it's distracting. I personally like to play it with it really big, just because it helps me to really pay attention to it, and I recommend that you guys do too. But for my videos, if you find it distracting, let me know your thoughts and I will take it into consideration. So as I predicted, the two light tanks have taken the hill, and the poor little LTTB is up there fighting by himself. And as much as I would like to go up and help him, there's really nothing I can do. And he takes a pretty big risk, and YOLO's past the Grill, which fortunately missed him. And I apologize if you can hear weird noises in the background. My dogs are playing with each other, and it's actually kind of annoying, but I digress. Back to the game. So here is something that you guys should be familiar with. Look at the lineup. I'm not spotted. There is absolutely nothing but this E50 that's around this corner. And look, the majority of the team has been lit except for the T30 and the Jagdpanther, or the Jagdpanther E100. This is an opportunity, and I'm taking it. It's really important when you play this game to find opportunities, because if I had just sat behind that rock to the mouse chin, or whatever that Tier 9 heavy tank is called, had pushed up, I would have been pinned and lit, and I would have been able to do nothing. So now I have the hill to myself along with this E4. And now I'm in a position to be able to do something. I quickly auto-aim, and auto-aiming in situations like that is important, because if I had manually aimed, there's a good chance I could have accidentally slid off the hill, and then what would I've done? I'm not going to be brawling with heavy tanks. Realistically, this or possibly the one line are the only two areas that I could possibly be fighting in, and this is where I need to be, and I took an opportunity. It was a risk, but it was a much lower risk than taking it initially. I got into position, ready to jump up here, and I took it when I had the chance. Now, the enemy is doing kind of weird things. They're not really pushing the hill, they're not really pushing the corner, and they're just kind of chilling a little bit. And this E50 and this mouse chin is actually being somewhat aggressive. He's definitely kind of given me the vibes that he's going to eventually push up here with the E50, and our T-34, which was the only tank standing between the hill and the enemy, has fallen. And as you can see here, we have this STRV and the CDC back here, but there's really nothing that's going to help me take out this E50. The CDC puts a shot into him, but right now it's just me and him, and this is a bad situation. The E50M is a tier higher than me, and somehow he decides to ignore me. He is shooting the E4 behind me, and so I take this as an opportunity, and again, I am auto-aimed here. And I am able to, actually, I didn't take him out, but fortunately the WZ-120 was able to connect a shot with him. And round 2. Mr. Grill decides to push up on the hill out of nowhere. And I really wasn't expecting him to be up here. And this is a bad situation for me to be in, because if he puts one more shot into me, I'm going to die. So I need to just get out of here as quickly as I can. I could have tried to get up behind him, but the Grill is somewhat maneuverable, and with that mouse chin pushing up, this is a bad situation to be in. I'm down to almost 400 HP, and Artie could hit me right now and kill me. I need to just really play safely, and fortunately our artillery was able to take out their Grill 15, and now I have the hill to myself again. But this mouse chin is very well armored, and he has full health still, and you know, the WZ and the AMX CDC have pushed up, but this is a bad, it's not looking good. Let's just put it that way. We have 5 enemy vehicles pushing around the other side of the hill that could momentarily be approaching our base, and a Mousechin and a Jagdpanther E100, which are both very, very healthy, are pushing up onto the hill. Now that Bulldog was a good player, it looks like he reacted right, you know, the second his sixth sense went off, but fortunately I was behind a bush, and so I did not get lit until I fired. Now this Mousechin is giving me his side, and it's actually kind of sad. I'm one tier below him, but how little my HP, or my bullets are doing, or my shells I should say, are actually doing to him. Now this Object 252U, the Defender, is coming around, and I load a premium shell because that thing is ridiculously armored, and there's only like a 50-50 chance that my shell will penetrate his lower plate. So he gets cocky and comes around the corner. I'm able to put one in his lower plate, and now I'm in a little bit of a better situation. The artillery has died, meaning that I don't really have to worry about that, and this Jagdpanther E100 is sitting around the corner. T-34 is suddenly there. I don't know how I didn't notice that he was there, but I come around the corner a little too quickly, and unfortunately took a shot. Now, it is good that he only rolled for 366, because if he hadn't, I would have most likely died for that. So now I'm just looking at the situation, trying to look for an angle. We are kind of winning, but their vehicles are still very healthy, especially this Mousechin, which I am kind of worried about. Now, I notice that the Mousechin is backing off, and he's actually blocking the T-34's view. And the T-34... actually, no, I thought the T-34 had killed that IS-3, but it was actually the Jagdpanther. So that T-34 was loaded. That was kind of a miscalculation on my part. I actually thought that he had fired, and so I was sticking out. That could have been the death of me. I just kind of panicked right there, thinking that he's already reloaded, and I just put a quick shot in. It was poorly aimed, and the odds of it going in and doing damage are very, very low. But I am down to 26 HP, and I can't afford to make any more mistakes. I'm up to 3,200 damage, and the T-34 is taking the hill. So I decide that it's time to push around, and I know that I'm lit here because of this Mousechin, and the T-34 knows that, and so he's backing up thinking that he needs to approach me head on. This T-34, fortunately, our artillery is able to nail him, and then this Mousechin has no other option but to face away from me because he is facing off with this WZ, which allows me to farm him, and then our STRV is able to successfully finish him off. Now, if you notice this game, I've only had to use one gold shell to take out the Defender, and everything else I've done with my normal shells, and this is because this tank boasts 212 penetration, which is actually quite healthy. And this is where I get to just farm this Jagdpanther, because he is facing off with the Scorpion, and he's most likely going to prioritize the Scorpion because he doesn't want to take a 490 Alva hit in the side. So I try to keep him tracked here, unable to do so. I should have aimed that shot a little bit better, but right now we need to take this guy out. I mean, there's no way he's going to win, but might as well get that free HP while I can. Anyway, guys, hopefully you liked this replay. If you did, I'd really appreciate it if you give it a like down below. And if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel for more content like this in the future. And I will let this game roll finish up. So, anyway, that was a game in my mutts. I was able to do 5,128 damage, and in a tier 10 game, and carry quite hard. And without me up on the hill, I'm not sure if we would have been able to win this game, especially with that mouse gen that I was able to finish off. But anyway, thanks again for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later.